Hey friends, Joseph here for Downtown Rhinelander Incorporated, and I want to do a video. I want to show you a video that I have with Stephanie Lueder, who of Stephanie Lueder Coaching on Davenport Street in Downtown Rhinelander. This was just an interaction I was having with her, and I was just talking with her, and all of a sudden I was just like, I gotta pull my camera out, and we got to video this, and just interaction of who she is and what she does as a coach and with Reiki. And so will you jump into this conversation? We're actually a little bit into it when this started. I set my phone up on a water bottle and we kept going because it was so intriguing, and I thought you would want to know a little bit more about her as she just kind of talks about what she does and who she is and her practices for coaching and Reiki. And so would you enjoy this? It's a little bit long. It was actually over an hour of on my phone, and I toned her down here for the length that it is right now. So enjoy.
Yeah, everyone has a set amount of energy, and you can't take away from it, you can't add to it, but you can change it. And the goal is to change it to a higher vibrational frequency that is like the higher level emotions like joy, happiness,
Peace.
Yep. You know, that ultimate forgiveness where you let go of the things that you feel wronged you,
Mm-hmm.
and the hurt that you feel that you have. And I say it that way because I fully believe that God provides us those challenging opportunities to heal us, and that He does it for us, not to us.
Mm-hmm.
It allows us that opportunity to have that ultimate atonement and that forgiveness.
Yeah.
So what I attempt to do through the help of my main guide, who is Jesus, is to help people morph that energy and change that energy. So I talk a lot about,
That's
the
super
lower,
cool.
Yeah. So that's really what Reiki helps me to do, is be able to provide them that morphing of that energy
Mm-hmm.
through Reiki, and also through just talking through some of their emotions.
What's your balance as a coach from just straight coaching or and then into Reiki? Or is that always in the back of your...
The balance? What do you mean by balance?
Maybe I don't understand Reiki all to the fullest extent, obviously.
Okay.
Are you doing something with that all the time when you coach people, or are you just sometimes you're just coaching people?
Well, so my mantra, my MO, is energy follows intention.
Yeah.
If your intention is for the highest good and the highest good of all, that's going to be your intention.
Yeah.
So I intentionally set that intention every morning, and I pray and ask God, okay, what miracles would you like me to perform today? Please open my mind and my heart to what it is that the Holy Spirit has to give to me today.
Yeah.
And put my ego aside. So I do a lot of training around ego as well, and how it ties energetically to us in the form of the first three chakras. So the chakras are an energetic system in your body that's tied to your major organs, that's tied to your aura, that's tied to nadis, which are the energetic flow in your body. But
Nadis? They're not like nadis a little bit. What kids do in the
No.
morning, like they're naughty?
No, NADIS.
Oh, nadis, not nazis.
So it takes a very energetic thought system.
Yeah.
And it practically applies it to help people forgive.
Yeah.
And release their pain. So Reiki is very much like referred to in the Bible as hands-on healing.
Yeah.
Where you're just simply, it's almost a body prayer. And I've done a lot of archaeological digging into the Bible and to the times of the Bible, and found that body prayers have just not been something that has been carried on through through the years. And that's really what Reiki is. It's a form of body prayer.
Yeah.
Where you're putting that intention, that energetic intention of God's white light into the person's physical body to help them balance their energies.
So cool. So is that how you end each session, or is it all
So
is
getting
it
back
part of
to
it?
the balance.
Yeah.
So every day I set that intention.
Yep.
And then when I come here, I raise the vibration of the space. You can call that Reiki, you can call that
That's
whatever.
not just your husband downstairs doing stuff, rocking and rolling down there.
No, he
Okay.
and I have very different energies, if you haven't picked up on that.
Yeah.
So we're very, very, very opposites.
Yeah.
He's very high level, very outward energy. And I very...
Friends, if you don't know it, Stephanie's husband Bob is downstairs of this building here on Davenport. He's the playing part guy. So you have the playing part guy and life coach, Reiki instructor in the same building, and you can imagine the energy flow. Now we'll get back to our regular scheduled program.
So in order to separate the energy, Bob's energy is so powerful, it's so external, and mine is so much more internal, that it's really helped to separate. Spent plenty of time in corporate America. I have a bachelor's degree in human resources. So I spent the last 25 plus years working with labor unions in manufacturing settings, and found after I got physically sick that that I was an empath.
Yeah.
And an empath is someone that takes on energy from other people if you don't know any different. So it explains so much when I realized that I was an empath, that I am an empath. It explains so much of my childhood.
Yeah.
So there was a whole bunch of healing from that, just understanding that I was very highly sensitive. And so that's really the niche of the people that come here.
So you went from corporate America to coaching.
Yes.
So was that the genesis that brought you into that? It was your own experience?
Yes. My intention was simply, God, if you feel that this is something that I need to do, then I will call on you every day, and you will do it vicariously through me. And if it was meant to be, it will be successful. So I talk a lot about how people are conditioned, especially in the United States, where we're conditioned to fit this mold. And our caregivers sometimes have a part in that too, that, you got to do it this way, and a majority of us aren't raised to embrace our differences. We're raised to fit this mold of marrying at age 21 and having 2.5 kids and a dog and a white picket fence. And what happens is, when you get older and you get out there, you're like, well, that's not who I am. And so unfortunately, society, it chastises us for not doing what is expected of us. And so it makes it really hard. So I call that a form of spiritual awakening, where you start questioning the things that you were told, with the ultimate goal for the person to find, okay, what are their spiritual gifts?
Yeah, find God, find themselves, find not find their parents,
right?
Relationships or their parents, things they put on, like who are they as a person?
And then also to break the trauma that has been carried on. I fully believe that trauma gets carried on from generation to generation,
Absolutely.
Very subliminally, very subconsciously, and helping people heal. And when they heal the generations behind, and they heal the generations before.
Yeah.
And so I feel compelled to talk a little bit about Christianity, because I have some naysayers in the area that are very, very vocal about not endorsing what I do.
Yeah.
And I feel it's just for lack of understanding. I feel that most of the time that's really what it is. And a lack of openness to maybe another thought. Like, for example, Jesus is like my focal point.
Yeah.
And if he wants to bring any other energetic resources into it, that's up to him. But I am familiar with who, those different energies, and everything has energy in it. And I do believe that there are other energetic beings that are on a different vibrational plane in the same room with us. I do believe that. And I feel some Christians don't believe that at all because one reason or another. I'm not going to judge.
Yeah.
But I do know that Reiki has been embraced by Christian communities before.
Yeah.
In fact, I've met
the mystic world has been, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, mystic world's been around for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Or
Plus,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I was first learning Reiki, I quit it for a couple of years because I had a pastor tell me, don't do that. And I would never want to do anything that was against God or didn't promote Jesus.
Yeah.
And so I stopped altogether for a couple of years. And then it just like, I just felt that pull again and again and again to help people and to, help them energetically.
Yeah.
So I finally said, okay, if this is really what you want me to do. And then things just kind of started falling into place. And one of the things that I feel really was like, this is it, was the pandemic and losing my corporate job.
Yeah, corporate job. And
I'm not going to say that it's not hard work. I'm not going to say that there aren't some days where it's a struggle. But
at the end of the day, you're a business owner, just like Fun Factory or a nail salon.
Yeah.
You're trying to run a business that hopefully every one of us downtown are trying to help somebody do something, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're all helping each other and
which is
our
why
community.
My husband and I joined DRI.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm on the board of directors for Frederick Place.
Yeah. Okay. On a very personal. Okay, we're getting back to the business side of it, but
at
a very personal level, you must be find people on all sides of the spectrum not care for you, because you might have people coming here like, don't give me any Christian stuff, and other people going, don't give me the Reiki stuff. Like so, there's that sense of you feel that
it's
pull.
It's a balance. I mean, Christianity is all about loving God and knowing Jesus, that he came here to teach us an important lesson. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a biblical scholar, just the Downtown Rhinelander coordinator. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when Jesus left, he sent his Holy Spirit, which in the end of the day should be the most powerful force, if you will, out there doing things that we don't understand. Yeah. And so as a Christian, I would think some of this stuff would be just natural and speak. It's just a different word sometimes.
Yeah, it's very relatable in spirituality. I mean, it's they refer to the Holy Spirit and spirituality in mystic sense as your guidance system.
Yeah.
Your devil on one shoulder and your angel on the other. Some people relate to that. The ego, to me is very, very much about fear.
Yeah.
So, it's all relatable and it's all tied together. So, my intention is really to help people move forward and help people forgive and heal.
Yeah.
I don't heal. It's through prayer and it's through intention and it's through giving people that transformative energy that's healing. It has nothing to do with Stephanie.
How many sessions do you do a day?
It varies.
It varies. Yeah. How many could you do? How many could you, as a coach, counselor?
That's a good question.
Like, at some point, are you needed to fill up after your you're giving?
I feel that it will come in stages for me, because right now I don't have any administrative support. So that takes some time. And I feel that once I start getting to that point where my day will fill up, then I will have the opportunity to find an administrator, and I'll be able to. So that's going to increase over time. So right now, I would say comfortably, probably about 4 or 5 people a day would be probably what I would want to not have any more of.
You're a business owner too. You have to do that side of it without. And the whole point of you is to have a healthy life. So if you're going overboard on the one, it's hard to do.
And I do a lot of training too. I mean, virtually I have a weekly 45-minute training. And then I also do a quick tidbit every day that lasts about 10-15 minutes on Facebook. And then virtually and in person, I do longer workshops. Like next weekend, I'll be doing a joy workshop. Saying no to opportunities that are brought before me is not something that I should do. I need to say yes. And then ask for God and the Holy Spirit to guide whatever that looks like. So I'm pretty open to, in fact, I was even interviewed by Nicolay College to help with some of their continuing education programs, because I do like to write curriculum. And so we've had discussions there. I taught a energy workshop on Halloween last year for kids. So helping them understand
now you're just meddling with our Lutheran Catholic Christian environment by doing it on Halloween.
No. It was all about. No, it was fun.
I know. I can only imagine how many people commented.
I didn't talk about Reiki. I mean, it was all about energy. You know, your physical energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and helping kids that, I didn't have the guidance when I was their age to talk about what an empath was, or highly sensitive person. So I didn't realize that 40 to 50 feet outside of my physical body, I could be taking on other people's emotions. No one ever explained that to me. So growing up, I didn't know which one was mine and which one was somebody else's. So helping kids at least understand that they might feel emotions from other people, and to stop and think about, is it theirs? Is it mine? Or even help their parents and caregivers understand that sensitivity is not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful gift when you know that that you have it. Because I fully believe that sensitive people can change the trajectory of the world because they have so much love and compassion and healing abilities by just being intuitive and understanding, the energy around them.
You will, this is an obvious answer, but I think people would want to know. Things like confidentiality, when people go and get, they do an exercise program, people are posting their before and after pictures. You're not doing that with people. So people feel safe here. Talk to me just a second about that.
I have a coaching agreement that specifically spells out everything about what we're going to do. We sit down and talk about expectations of one another, because and in fact, I was just writing, and I did a training last night on that incorporated some of Don Miguel Ruiz's work. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote the book, The Four Agreements. So that just popped into my head just now with setting expectations. It's all about setting expectations. And really, at the end of the day, that's what all relationships should do, is set the groundwork
for... Oh, no, you're meddling.
Set the groundwork for, okay, well, what do you expect from me? This is what I expect from you. I mean, having those discussions.
You just want people to be better, don't you?
It's not about better. I want them to really just be happier, be more joyful. I mean,
part of it's just, again, setting expectations. It's a practical thing.
Yeah, that
you're
we
doing
forget.
you're doing with your coaching, but you're also like, hey,
Yeah.
do this with your spouse, do this with your kids, and do this with your
Yeah.
friends. And
My husband and I just went away a couple weekends ago to a little secluded place and sat down and prepared our agreement, our marital
yeah,
relationship agreement, where we talk about, okay, well, what are your expectations
Yeah.
about money? What are your expectations about where we live?
Yep.
Friends, family, religion, fun, those types of things, And because if you don't talk about them, you're going to have these unrealistic expectations, which goes back to this book, The Four
Yeah.
Agreements. One of the 4 agreements that you should reset is not to have expectations.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
I don't know why
No, that's
went
good.
down that road.
No, that's
but
good. Well, I mean, part of it's in that, again, when you with your clients or your people you're working with, working not even not you're not working for, you're definitely working with. And
it's important to note that
Yeah.
too, because when I am working with a client, I learn almost just as much
yeah,
as they learn in that process. So it's a reciprocal healing, which goes back to
Yeah.
the Bible. When you're talking with someone and you're helping them move forward, you're not just doing that for them, you're doing that
Yeah.
for you.
I'm going to do a little tour up here. Do you do most of the things here in this room?
No.
Okay, do it.
No.
You do it.
This is where I usually
Your group.
start.
This is your group spot.
Yeah, because I smudge old Native American
Yep.
tradition where you are clearing the person's aura.
Yep.
And really, I do that to really help them open up to, just be open-minded.
Yeah.
And just get their energy flowing. So then sometimes
I'm a sucker for good incense.
Are you?
Yeah.
I've got some really good Om incense here.
Yeah.
But the smudging material
is that where the monks get their Om?
Yes.
That's where it's from?
Yep.
Oh
it's a chant.
Here we go.
It's a prayer. So this is the symbol of their Om.
Yeah. I knew that.
And so to just clear the room, you increase the vibrational frequency of the room when you're creating sacred space. And you start with the person that comes in because they're part of that space. So
Yeah.
you clear their aura. So I do the smudging with Palo Santo and sage. If the person is claustrophobic, I'll do a Reiki session here.
Are they laying down most of the
They
time?
can.
Or this?
They can sit up. They can stand. Whatever comfortable for them.
Are you usually standing or
Yeah.
sitting? Okay.
Standing or sitting. And
Gotcha.
this is the Reiki room.
So yeah, definitely very intimate.
Yes.
Very calming.
And then I use a variety of tools just like any other healer.
Drills.
Crystals.
Hammers.
Essential oils. I have a singing bowl, so sometimes I pull that out. Every session is different. Every session.
Well, it doesn't take very long to learn. You'll be compatible to the person that comes in. I mean, you'll try to meet some of their expectations again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you want open space or you don't, or you want me to listen today, or you want coaching, or you want talking. Like
2 things that I don't bend on is that they have to be willing to move forward.
good.
And they have to be willing to do the work.
Yeah.
So not only do they have to recognize and have the awareness or be willing to open up to the awareness,
Yeah.
but they have to be willing to do the work.
Yeah. Well, why would you want to come if you're not? So
Exactly.
it's not worth.
I have had some people come and just wanna talk and
Yep.
get it out. And sometimes that's a little healing.
They might sit and talk for 45 minutes, but you're going to give them
Yep.
a practical
Yeah.
do,
And really,
which will help them move forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really innately, everyone knows what they need to do to move forward.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of asking curious questions.
Yep.
So the way that I describe my coaching is much like you're in a cave pitch black. I'm holding the flashlight and asking, is it here?
Yeah.
What's that? You
Yeah.
know, just curious questions for them to say, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Or I never realized that before. So that's that awareness that you're invoking in them so that they can use that to grow or move forward. So every session they'll have some homework, and it could be something simple as filling out a little form,
Yeah.
journaling. Yesterday I have guided meditations that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I really help people understand and get support spiritually.
Yeah.
So their spiritual connection, whatever that looks like, and their loving wise adult, like their future self.
Mm-hmm.
If they had to identify in a perfect world how they would like to envision themselves in the future,
Yeah.
you take that entity or that image or that energy and you bring it in as safekeeping and someone that can hold the truth. So when I counsel, then we go back to a point in time where they had a very strong feeling and they work through that and spend time with their spiritual connection and their loving wise adult to find the truth.
Yeah.
And taking that awareness then to with them in the moment today and being able to apply it practically.
Yeah.
And forgive and love in a space that they need to move forward
Yeah.
and go to that next energetic frequency. Because as you peel back that onion of healing and forgiveness, your energetic frequency rises and you're automatically changing the energy inside you from a very dense energy to a higher vibrational energy of light and love. So that's what's happening. You're transforming that energy. You're getting into a higher vibrational frequency, which needs some coaching as well, because you get used to this lower energetic vibration and you have all these people that are associated in this lower energetic vibration with you, and when you move up you feel a bit disoriented because now these people down here don't understand you. And I don't mean it necessarily that
you're
anyone,
better.
Exactly. You just happen to be in this higher energetic frequency. So then you start attracting
people even that don't do this will say, I'm in a better space.
Exactly.
They'll say that. People, that's a common term we say all the time. I'm in a better place. I'm in a better space. Like I don't need those people anymore, but I still care for them. I still love them.
Right.
How do I help you get in a better space? Right. So,
but it takes some adjustment, right? Because you might have to let go of people that you've known.
Absolutely.
And be in a state of, okay, now I've got this gap. What do I do in this gap? Well, you spend time just loving yourself. And that is a huge, huge progress when someone could just be comfortable with themselves.
Be okay with me.
And love themselves.
Yeah.
And that's really what needs to happen even before you get in a relationship with other people, an intimate relationship. So oftentimes, in this world today, it's like, well, you need to get married by this age.
Yep.
And so you get married and you get married to the person in the same vibrational frequency as you. And then when you hear that term, well, I've outgrown them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening is, you're
and they might have outgrown them. But it's like,
literally.
You're like, grow with me.
Yeah. So, and that's what you decide.
Yeah.
Which is why you have all this, all the divorce.
Yeah.
Because people aren't entering that relationship with the intention that I already love myself. You love yourself. We could do things separate.
Yep.
But we want to be together. And we want to spend time together in a non-codependent way.
Yep.
Or non-too attached way.
Yep.
That I can't identify with myself without this person. So the individual coaching is right now, and it really has been, I've done a few men, but it's mainly women. And I contribute that to the fact that I feel that some, and I'm going to be very judgmental here, I feel some men don't want to aren't comfortable with talking about their feelings and their emotions.
Yeah.
So it's a little harder for men to give in to talking to someone about their emotions because you know, I've got this masculine energy and I can do it without anybody, and you know, that's the conditioning, right? Whereas I have coached in my career like 3 men.
Yeah.
And they've had such forward progress and such amazing awareness that they've been able to do in very short sessions because they just need to open up to it.
Yeah.
So mostly women aged anywhere from 20.
So guys are more stubborn, but we change quicker.
I didn't say it.
And women are slow.
No, I didn't say that either. No, so the majority are women, age 22, I would say 70. I'm here to help people move forward. I'm not here to harm people, and that's really what Reiki is all about.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no intention to harm.
Yeah.
And part of the progress and part of the plan is for you to eventually find your purpose in life.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people resonate their purpose to something that they had to heal.
Yeah.
And something that they had to go through themselves and want to help people move through.
Well, hey friends, we've been with Stephanie Lueder here for a while, and this has been an amazing experience just for me, just to hear from her. I feel like I have even opened up in that little bit of time. And I'm just going to call you guys and say, get off your butts and find somebody to help you be a better person. And I'll just tell you, even from my experience with Stephanie, I would rather go to her than I would to most guys I know, because again, most of us want to hear and be listened to. And my experience with her, the time we've known each other for months now, and actually socially even or randomly for over a couple of years. She's an amazing person, and I just want to call you men to be better, okay? She probably wouldn't say it. She probably would say,
everybody is perfect right where they are.
I knew I said it wrong. I knew I said it wrong.
Yeah, you are perfect.
Be perfect where you are, and then move, okay? And just continue to move forward. And again, this is an amazing spot here with her coaching and Reiki, and just a great person to be with. So call her, send a smoke signal, send carrier pigeons, do whatever you need to do to find your way here to be with my friend Stephanie. She's right back there. This whole time we've been staying apart too, by the way. So I love the smells up here so much, and I can't smell anything with that stupid mask on. So I'm going to keep my mask off and just live in this amazing spot that she's set up. So get on down. She's on Davenport Street. She's above her husband's shop, the Plane Parts store, and our Plane Parts Incorporated. And check her out, and just you can do like a one session, right? And just a kind of a little introduction session. Yeah. And if you think she's not for you, then she will be the first person to tell you, do you? And but if it is a spot you want to be, it's you haven't lost anything. You've moved forward, and to be with her. So do that. All right. Deal? Done.